A bloody day on Wall Street? Is this the start? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update, and what a bloody day. But it didn't go without giving a little bit of a stick to the bears as well, as the markets rallied back about 200 late in the day as they had a charge, only to fail late, closing down a little bit over 300 in the Dow. Overall, the markets are basically acting as to be expected. We were said, watch the volume, watch the VIX, and of course, both the VIX and the volume exploded today, indicating that they were going lower. And I think this may just be the beginning of the sell-off that we've been talking about and looking for. Now, again, really what you want to look for here is a rally now to sell. We want to look for some resistance to sell into and find some levels, and we'll identify those on tomorrow's update, if not sooner. But in the meantime, this was a pretty much sell everything. There was almost no asset class that was safe. Gold was down a little bit. Oil was down. The bonds were up very little. So you saw pretty much selling across the board. Grains, cattle, the works. They went after everything. And of course, the blame is the trade wars. And how about the fact that maybe the market's just ready to start selling off? Maybe we're up at these levels that are just hard to sustain. I mean, again, you can't go straight up forever. And of course, the NASDAQ and Russell were making new highs before this big sell-off. Now, again, we can't say with a certainty that this is the actual top or the market's going to start to sell off here, but this is something that you will look for. And the real key here to watch for will be, does the next rally fail? If that fails, then that will indicate that these are the tops. But right now, this is a one-day sell-off that didn't show as much weakness everywhere that you would expect. You would have expected the bonds to be higher. You would have expected gold to rally a little bit. Neither did a very good job of the safety asset class, nor did the dollar. So all of those things combined say, okay, let's see what happens. And again, we don't want to chase the market down. We want to get the next rally, if it fails, at a good solid resistance point. Now, this might take a day or two to find those levels, but certainly the overall selling pressure was hot, heavy, and hard. And again, being blamed on the trade tariffs and the other things. But at the end, I just think it was a natural sell-off. And of course, once they get rolling, you could expect to see some selling. We talked about this at the end of last week and on Bubba's Bottom Line, how we expected to see some selling pressure. So now let's see how the rest plays out. Remember, it is the end of a quarter this week. Typically, you might get some buying coming in here. This might have been a clean out before we get the marking of the portfolios. A lot of things going on here that are still not clear. But what is clear is that the volatility was much higher. What is clear is that volume was much bigger. But if that goes away tomorrow and we go back into the normal no volatility, no volume, then it was just a temporary sell-off. So let's not get overly aggressive here. Again, this is why you hedge your portfolio, to make sure that you don't have to deal with days like today. In the meantime, Bitcoin was a little bit higher. As I said, grains were lower. I think grains are an outstanding buy at these levels. Again, you can continue to try to push them down on this information and on trade wars. I think it has nothing to do with it. I think that they're coming to opportunities that we may not see for a while. So to me, I think you step in there. I think you look at the livestock markets. I think those are great values. That's really where the money, I think, is going to flow, especially if the sell-off continues. The money's definitely going to flow into the agricultural market and the commodities. So that's really what we're looking at here. The big picture is what it is. All right, we had a big sell-off, but again, we've had some of these one-day wonders. Now, the percentage-wise was something to look at. 2% in the NASDAQ, 2% in the Russell. That is something to think about, and that is something to look at. So we'll continue to watch. We'll continue to be ready. And of course, if something happens earlier, we'll send out a special update in the middle of the day. But for right now, let's observe tomorrow, see what it looks like. But this could very well be the start of a market that is going to start to sell off. Now, again, it's not going to be a one-day or a two-day wonder. If it's going to break down and we're going to see some selling, then this is going to be just the start. And we want to get a better view and a better technical entry before we say it's time. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. This is Bubba's Daily Update. Todd Bubba Horowitz. Of course, don't forget to check out my high school program. If you'd like to help us out, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And of course, don't forget to catch the Bubba Show every day from 4 to 5 Eastern at LibertyTalk.fm. In the meantime, be careful. Don't chase the market. Be conservative. Best way to be. Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you later.